Trixie finds it insulting she is not given a proper attorney to wage battle with.
Part 2, and we still haven't centered those words yet, or gotten rid of that green pixel. This part of Luna's mane is transparent, so we should be able to see the moon behind it.
I wouldn't exactly call it super awesome, but we did get a tip-off who will be testifying as a witness today.
Oh, here we go again.
But we did get a tip-off.
There is no but.
Gave them, as you humiliated Trixie,
Missing that had.
because Twilight's screw-up botched a spell.
Missing that up.
Nor would Trixie blunder such a simple summoning spell.
There is no such.
She came to Ponyville a while ago.
Give me a while to ponder why that's wrong.
Inspired off human architecture.
Missing that of. Uphold is one word,
The light it just emitted.
but not that light.
But isn't this princess the ruler of your country?
Just not this country.
You see, this world operates a lot differently opposed to our world,
And that sentence was said differently than what was written,
that are a far cry from our world.
but not the workings of it.
Jumping into this case,
Into should be one word.
The crime scene was in a clearing.
There is no in.
Bore hoof marks.
Marks my words on these markings.
If you were to meet this anonymous tip,
Just the tip, not the individual.
firing lightning gradually whenever it wants,
Who cares about when? We just want where.
as Trixie will show you on the diagram of this clearing.
This and the were switched. Either write the PM and say it,
11:35 p.m.
write it and don't say it,
8:40.
or don't worry about the PM at all.
Cloud Ballistics can't confirm when it was.
Can't or are just unable to.
I wish to hear a testimony from the eyewitness.
We just have a witness,
Please bring them out.
and there is no bring.
I think it's my friend's kid sister.
That's not what it says.
My name is Apple Bloom.
Apple bloom is normally 2 words, hence the capitalizing of bloom, but it's pretty consistent throughout this whole video, so I'll only count it once.
This filly was walking home.
So she's not little anymore.
Mrs. Occupation doesn't matter though.
There is no though.
Well, yes,
There is no well.
So there was indeed lightning from around the time of death.
Missing that bolt.
Trixie knows all about sneaky, underhanded defense attorney tricks.
No, you just know about tricks, not defense attorney tricks.
definitely not a place for someone your age.
But what about the place?
I better be careful what I say to her.
Missing that as to.
Squeeze information as I normally would from any other witness.
That phrase was misworded.
Or else you'll be hearing my gabble.
There is no be hearing.
I ran off the path and got a little lost.
Missing that I. Forest not capitalized.
So you just wandered around blindly?
There is no around. Missing that space.
I'm curious to know what she bumped into as well.
I'm curious as to why as is replaced with no.
Just like how I asked you to think a different way of.
Missing that of.
Let's think about this a different way.
Missing that in.
When I bumped into it, it jumped a bit.
Not even kinda for the thing.
I would probably jump too.
That's the wrong two.
How could you go from being lost to outside
Missing that being.
since that one struck down after 11?
There is no down. Forest not capitalized.
She probably just bumped into it.
There is no just.
Explained this inconsistency in the witness's testimony.
The and this are switched,
And that one after.
but not the one.
Down all day long.
There is no long. Bolt should not be capitalized.
I still can't believe ponies control the weather.
Aye. And what about these ponies? Misspelled Sweet Apple Acres.
Rainbow Dash scoped out the victim.
There is no out.
Even Apple Bloom testified to how dark it was.
There is no two.
Got her, Phoenix!
Missing that you.
I just have to keep the momentum on our side now.
Don't hide it, Phoenix. The subtitles show how narcissistic you really are.
But how could she have known?
There is no have.
Cloud there, in foresight, that Ace would be there.
There is no that.
Not even gonna explain why.
That's not even right?
The prosecution will bring out their next witness.
But this one is actually an eyewitness.
Fluttershy.
She definitely said flutter, not lutter.
There must
Misspelled there.
Poke holes into it?
There is no two.
No, Fluttershy. Thunder produces the sound.
Can't we just focus on a sound?
Wasn't what I wanted to ask anyway.
But did you want to say it?
Dropped on my chicken feed.
Missing that of.
I haven't the faintest idea how she didn't hear that.
See previous correction.
You said you were watching the force until the police arrived, correct?
Watched, not were watching. Missing that force.
Anything come from the force?
Missing that out.
Lightning doesn't hit the same spot.
But does it strike?
In so much you seem to have forgotten.
Missing that, that.
Of lightning are too low without having
So can we believe it?
some concrete proof.
Missing that sort of.
See, let's not forget.
Missing that and.
Gathered loose feathers and spread them around the crime scene.
Two, not and.
She could probably navigate it by memory.
From, not by.
By the defensive counsel.
This says co-counsel.
Perhaps Trixie will give you a voucher to her next performance.
That is, if you're good enough for it. Gotcha! Well, now that that's over, Lyra normally has no bottom eyelashes.
This is just like that one episode of The Steel Samurai when he meets the Pink Princess!
But the Pink Princess was created after the Steel Samurai was cancelled. Maybe if it was the other way around, but that certainly was in no episode of the Steel Samurai.
Doctor, I'd like the part of my brain responsible for that image lobotomized, please.
Yeah, Phoenix, you've got issues. You can imagine with ponies you've never met before. Also, I've never played Investigation, so maybe that is where you see this side of Edgeworth, but I do know Phoenix is not particularly present in that game, so he would never have known. I could see Phoenix imagining Edgeworth taking this calmly at face value, but this? No amount of sudden office whoops would lead to that conclusion. Whoa, 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 lay off the reverb, Trixie.
Rainbow Dash, a dozen is 12.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's odd, considering you said a dozen in the last part.
Twilight totally showed up that snot by fixing up a mess she caused.
Actually, Snips and Snails caused that mess. Trixie didn't even tell them to do it. And you can't tell me they didn't know that, because Spike certainly did. Actually, he was the one that provided the idea. Unless you're implying he lied in order to place more blame on Trixie.
Of course it does. It was inspired from Human Architect.
Why would
I think you cut off her line. Huh. Even the subtitles say she just said architect. Still makes no sense though.
Our criminal justice system also resembles yours as well, from what I've read, so you should feel right at home.
Convenient!
Sure, here you go.
Huh? What the?
Whoa! Are you two okay?
I know these guards are trained to be unwavering, but I think a sudden flash of light would warrant some kind of reaction. You know, like if it was a bomb, or even more lightning. Trixie's cape is layered above the velvet rope. Look at all the background ponies, and Applejack. Huh. I guess some fan cliches never die.
The defense is ready.
Objection! Your Honor, this man is not fit to represent this client. I mean, he's not even wearing the badge to defend in Equestria.
Originally, Princess Celestia was going to preside as the judge, but the High Council members were concerned that her verdict might be biased.
So why couldn't Luna judge? I highly doubt there would have been much bias on her part.
He took the whole thing a lot better than you did.
So he can comprehend a world of talking ponies and take the time to understand their workings and magic, but this is the same guy who has still yet to come to terms with the Quran channeling technique?
But the Ponyville police force found his body.
So Ponyville has its own police force, and these are different than the Royal Guard? If so, why are the Royal Guard present at the courthouse and the detention center, and not members of the police force?
I never saw the judge as an outdoorsman.
I guess Chief Gant's constant talk of swimming wasn't obvious enough for you.
But I didn't get to say anything!
Fine, then what were you going to say, Mr. Wright?
Exactly what she said.
I doubt that, considering you still have no idea how lightning works in Equestria.
Cloud Ballistics can't confirm when it was.
Not only did she stray off script, but it sounded like she said can confirm. Enunciate!
Stars on mine represent my expertise in magic and love for stargazing.
Odd headcanon to give her, considering there were no stars anywhere when she earned it.
Actually, I wonder what my cutie mark would be. Maybe a hand pointing an index finger filled with righteous justice.
Except ponies don't have hands or fingers. Come on, Phoenix, OC Creation 101.
Listen, sweetie.
Nope, wrong Crusader. Considering how dark we learned this forest is, there would not be enough light present to cast this dark of a shadow. The original courtroom appears for a few frames.
But I've dealt with children in the past, and I can do it again.
Don't lie to yourself, Phoenix. You never would have gotten through to Cody if Mia wasn't there.
Me with children. That'll be the day.
Wah wah. Phoenix's desk is a little late on the fade-out. That was so surprising to Twilight, her bottom eyelashes flew right off.
I went straight home after I was outside the forest, because I was, scared.
Objection!
You can't object to that. It wasn't amended to the testimony yet.
I'm thinking, be quiet!
I guess Twilight missed that slip out of the third person.
What do you take me for, a fool?
And that one.
Aww, nothing.
Well, just shouting isn't enough. You're also lacking the graphic.
This is where she got the cloud from.
Objection! This map is clearly falsified evidence, as any real map or even landscape shot of Ponyville can show you Sweet Apple Acres is to the left of the Everfree Forest.
Damn it, she knows!
Phoenix, language!
How was he supposed to know? You never said anything before, and you said this court system was just like his, and he can swear in his courtroom. I guess it's because Twilight lied, because when has Phoenix's court system ever allowed him to press the prosecutor?
Gathered some storm clouds and boom! Friday Swift.
Objection!
I know, she only gathered one storm cloud.
Don't point that ugly sausage.
Does sausage exist in Equestria? Who would they be slaughtering pigs for to make sausage with a world full of practically herbivores?
Are you mugging me?
Are you mugging me? Also, there's another missed third person slip.
But the contents are still unharmed.
Huh? No! Please put that away!
What are they, clopping pictures?
What secrets this mysterious envelope holds?
Please don't do it, Trixie!
You aren't seriously putting that into this animation.
Wow, Rainbow Dash, who would have thought?
Oh my gosh, you did! I mean, even if it's just one implication, this is already dealing with the violent side of the fandom. Why cater to the other side of the fandom in the same animation? I don't need all this stimulation!
You haven't died yet?
For a world so touchy on the subject of murder, it's hard to imagine Fluttershy would just casually throw out the word died like that. Maybe something more like, you haven't disintegrated or burned to ashes yet.
I went outside to feed the chickens and the other ones. After I finished feeding my chickens, that was when the police ponies arrived.
So I guess these other ones never got their feed.
Did you see anything odd in there, Phoenix?
See anything? Don't you mean hear or find anything odd? He isn't Apollo here. Fluttershy's vectors pulse a bit.
Then I went to sleep at 10:30.
Objection!
How can you object to a testimony when you're in the middle of pressing it?
Fence has nothing.
Excuse...
That was an odd cut to blackness in there.
Lightning doesn't hit the same spot twice in Equestria, just as you can't divide by 0.
That's your metaphor for the impossible? And I thought Godot had a strange choice in metaphors.
I remember her bringing up this lightning-proof suit.
Yeah, Phoenix, why not at least ask for a visual of this suit to see the exposed parts as mentioned? I mean, the mouth would definitely be uncovered, and ponies hold things by their mouths, so what about an umbrella or... Oh... I'm just gonna shut up now just to send that first part. To see the exposed parts as mentioned.
Phoenix, you're supposed to be defending my friends!
No, your agreement was to defend Rainbow Dash, not all your friends. He could even suspect you if he wanted to. Twilight's highlights swap places.
Wait, where are you taking me? I wouldn't do that to any pony. Twilight, Mr. Phoenix, help!
Since Fluttershy is being dragged away, her voice should sound more distant as she goes on. Unless she's really flexing those pipes.
Mia!
I guess that was supposed to be our cliffhanger. Or are you just making me stay till the end of the video to get those minutes watched? Clever.
You look so frail.
It allows me to have good luck. It's a good luck charm.
You say good luck charm, I say toy.
Oh, Mr. Phoenix, you're here. You haven't, died yet?
I don't think you're being honest. You need to tell the truth.
Tell me that my friends are all lying to me and avoiding me because they don't like my parties and they don't want to be my friends anymore!
Your friends are all lying to you and avoiding you because they don't like your parties and they don't want to be your friends anymore!
I knew it!
What?
Apples, 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 apples.
Twilight?
I don't speak Applenese. I speak Japanese.
Oh, okay!